la 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 la.
Hey yo, what's up, y'all? We're here with our great cousin Dylan.
The voice of Tuesday's video.
Yeah, the voice. Today, Dylan is gonna be trying to make me and Callie laugh.
We're gonna fill our mouths with water.
There you go. And we're gonna try not to spew.
Dylan makes me laugh every second, so I really don't think I'm gonna do that well. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. Dylan?
So, I'm going to start out reading some funty words. First word. We're going to laugh. Bumfuzzle. Bumfuzzle. This means confused or perplexed. Callie's life is a bumfuzzle. Cassie is a bumfuzzle. Wow, I'm impressed. Okay, thank God they're not talking. Isn't it much better now? Ready? The next word is widdershins. This is something that is moving counterclockwise. That girl from The Exorcist's head was widdershins. And then she spit pea soup all over this bed. We're going to do like one more funny word and then we'll move on to something else. The next word, our good friend Elmer Fudd says this one, wabbit. This is a Scottish term for being exhausted. Silly wabbit. Wabbit. My dad's calling me. Ignore. Oh, when you watch this, I'm sorry. Actually, they did really well for that because those were funny.
Those were really hilarious.
Round 2.
So round 2 is gonna be Dylan.
My one lame eye.
Dylan's gonna roast us.
And we're gonna not laugh.
Dylan's the rooster.
Oh, I've got some stuff.
The roaster.
We're going to call this the roast of K twice. And if you know them, it isn't that hard.
Insert flames. Wow.
First one.
Wow.
Oh, I got one for Callie. This person shall remain nameless. Callie's like, what, 22?
Mm-hmm.
Well, last year she dated a like an episode of Jerry Springer. Callie loses. Callie lost.
Oh my God.
Yes! 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 She did! She really did. She coughed on this video.
Can we put that in? Everyone knew she was doing it. It was super embarrassing for the whole family.
So embarrassing.
I literally.
And now it's over. And now it's out in the open.
I literally just threw out mine.
See, don't you feel relieved at that?
No.
Alright, now Cassie here, as you may notice in the last video that they did, Cassie is the biggest sore loser in the face of God's planet, Earth. Not the other planet. Actually, all those two, probably. You cannot play a game with Cassie where she doesn't think you're cheating. Monopoly. You skipped me. You didn't pay me. You didn't do what I said. You didn't bend the rules for me, so I lose. We're playing Foursquare the other day, and she thought there was a coup against her. I'm like, it's Foursquare. You all play individually. You want to beat the other person. She thought me and Callie were teaming up, and we weren't. She spews. And in the last video that I was running, she said I don't like this game. I don't know these songs. As if I'm supposed to know what songs she knows.
We're both dying on the couch.
Break my collarbone, will you? Stop.
Sorry you guys have zero coordination and can't
Sorry you're a fool. Round 3 is me just doing improv and trying to make these fools laugh. See, here's the thing. Like, real comedy, like, attacks everybody, and it's funny. Then you have these stupid losers that are like, you can't say that. It's not funny. That's rude. That's wrong. You're mean. Whatever. Well, I do mean it sometimes, but it's okay to mean it. You know what most people don't mean and what they don't keep? Wedding vows. What did you sign? You can't sign. You know what other things people don't keep? Purity vows.
Vowels! Marriage vowels! Purity vowels!
Vowels.
That's why I said regular vowels.
I said vowels.
Not done.
This
It
sounds
was
like
both
vowels to me.
done. Me too.
Oh, I just enunciate. God forbid somebody actually speaks correctly.
No, my mind is literally. Dude, that's scary.
You know, Mickey Mouse is one of the most popular mice. No, but only in Disney World do you want a mouse. He leaves the park, that guy's not so popular. Could you imagine if a big Mickey Mouse is standing in your kitchen at nighttime? It's cute when you're in Disney World. But when you walk in 3 in the morning to get a glass of water and there's a 6-foot tall mouse
Ew, is he 6 feet tall?
with the ears.
Ooh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, he's big. We were driving on the road and a duck walked out. He said, "Please stop, don't hit me with your truck." I slammed on the brakes, but it was too late. There's duck feathers all over the place. Everybody has a baby kangaroo. Oh, I did this already. So, did I sing the song about the duck? I don't even remember. Don't tell me I said sing a song. I don't know if I spoke it. So I made that. Cassie spit. 2 marshmallows walk into a store. And they say, "Where's the chocolate? We want to make a s'more." And then they say, "Sir, it's right there by the door. Make sure you grab some more at our store. Don't drop them on the floor, or you'll trip and there'll be blood and gore. Al Gore, and no one wants him here." A lion, a cheetah, and a gazelle are walking, not Giselle Bundchen, but a gazelle, are walking through the savannah. And the lion attacks the gazelle and eats it alive, and it suffers for about 30 minutes until it is taken. But that is the circle of life. So all platypuses, platypi, okay. All platypi have, they lay eggs, and they have beaks, bills, like ducks, and they have tails like beavers, and they have a stinger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so one little platypi, he was walking around, well, one platypus, and he was walking around they live in Australia, right? I think. I'm sorry, I don't know that, but they live somewhere. This one's at the zoo. And he was walking around the zoo, and he wondered, he said, "Why do I have a bill and a tail of a beaver and a stinger, and I will lay eggs with my wife, platypi?" And someone in the street said, "Well, you're different." He said, "But why do I have a stinger?" And he says, "Your grandmother was a bee, but all the bees are dying now, and so you need to carry on so start spreading pollen and making honey." And so he did, and he made honey with his sister and brother platypi. And
Incest.
you don't make honey by mating, you fool. Gosh. This is a video and a science lesson all together. So the platypus and his brother and sister, who are also platypi, they said, "Let's make a honey making business," and they started using their spit and sugar from the trees, and they made honey, and then the bee population increased, and the world was saved.
Thank God.
All because the platypus asked why he had a stinger.
Incestuous platypi. Let's go and end this. That's it for this week's video. I hope that you enjoyed this, and maybe you laughed, and I hope you were drinking a beverage and spit it out at one point. But
I hope you weren't.
I hope you weren't, because I like you, and we love you, and we want some more of you to watch this video. So do it.
Exactly.
You almost hit mommy in the face. Another video is going to drop on Tuesday, so
come back and we'll see you here.
It's like I'm just a floating head. I am a floating head.
and back.
And back. Don't swallow it, Cassie. It's in your mouth.